Hi, it's Michael again from Primordial Father with another video. This one's titled Feminism Deceived and Lied to Women. So I might be periodically looking down at notes as I don't want to forget anything in this one. So I'll start off with the old phrase that's often heard, what is good for the goose is good for the gander, which is a total lie, and it's been sold to women. So that's one way they've been totally deceived, thinking that men and women are equal. We have different roles, so it's not really what you would term equal in that sense. It's more of a complementary arrangement. And moving on from there, there is a large difference in the way men and women view the relationship. So men in their primordial state tend to be jealous, and that's a natural thing, as men actually have ownership over the wife or the relationship, and that's just a natural inbuilt tendency of men that is primordial and ingrained within their fabric of their nature. On the other hand, when you see female jealousy, it's more of a product of social conditioning, them being conditioned through feminism to become more, like I said, feminism is an oxymoron. It's called feminism, but creates more masculine women or bad versions of men, and that creates the jealousy that we see in women, because they take on the role of a man in thinking that they own the man, which is not the original design or the divine design. So it's more of a product of social conditioning in their situation. And we know that men care more about a woman's past, and if you really have a good think about that, you'll see that that's why women often lie about their past, and they know it's, they'll try to write it off as social conditioning because of the stigmatization of female sexuality, but it is not what they think. It's not social conditioning at all. It's another lie perpetuated by the system and the feminism movement. It's actually their subconscious mind remembering that this isn't right behaviour for them. So it's their subconscious or unconscious mind, which they say is the gods. There's a God spot in the brain. It's God, what we term God, basically within them, telling them it's wrong. So it's their own conscience, letting them know that it's wrong. So they know subconsciously. That's why they lie about it and hide it. Women in general care more about a man's future. You almost never hear a woman say, "I want a virgin husband," or they'll just won't be attracted to an inexperienced male with little experience with women, which is logical in its conclusion, as it's an inbuilt mechanism within nature, as women have a strong need for protection and provision. So when you break that down and have a good deep think about that, it makes total sense. Because a man without previous experience, it's a red flag for women. It raises a red flag, and he's untested basically. He's an untested male, and from a, he's high risk from a female perspective because he is untested, untried, and hasn't proven anything. So females needing protection, provision, and security, most of all, from these things. That is a big red flag and a big turn off for them. That's why you'll see so-called Hollywood stars, not that I would term them stars, but you see plenty of high-profile men. Women know very well that they have slept with a multitude of women, but they don't care. Doesn't stop them from going after them because male and female needs are totally different, and it's irrelevant to females. So from an evolutionary standpoint, if you want to look at it in that way, and from a biological nature, what nature is hardwired into man and woman, it makes perfect sense what I'm saying. So this is why these things carry out the way they do. And on the flip side, female with a promiscuous past is a red flag and a huge risk for men, because a man's more interested in a woman's past and future, as all respect is lost from the outset, and men are big on respect, wanting respect, and the fact that they've been promiscuous and behave like that before marriage, the respect is instantly lost, and that's a huge problem for men in general. They won't accept it. So this is why women lie, and so it's super important for men to get respect, and past behaviour generally forecasts future behaviour. That's why we get the term, you can't turn a hoe into a housewife. It's very, very rare. It needs divine intervention, and it's something that's, basically only pulled off by some miraculous event. It's very difficult after that to turn a hoe into a housewife. So, and you'll often get a lot of men in the red pill community likening buying a used car that everybody is ridden in, as an analogy to men not wanting or being involved with these promiscuous modern day Western women, or any culture that's followed the West generally, is how it goes. And I prefer to liken it to a bottle of fine wine that I've received for my birthday. I wouldn't have wanted the bottle passed around 30 times with people sipping out of it, and then being handed as a gift. I'd just basically want to throw it against the wall and reject it. These things are so, and they're like they are because a woman gets entered, and there's a DNA aspect related, whereas a man isn't entered. So I've went into some of these details in other videos. So there is a what they call pseudoscience. They conveniently call it a pseudoscience called telegony. If you've heard the term telegony, it's where the females have an element of the male. Every male they've slept with left within them DNA-wise, because they're entered. It's not like a man who is entering and can just pull out and wash off. So that's why the Almighty in the Old Testament had a big problem. He wasn't like the Christianity thinking in stopping pleasure. He was big on stopping uncleanness. So he's talking about DNA. So the fact that women are entered, that is the problem here. So it's the entering, and that's why he has a big problem with sodomy or people being gay. It's the entering aspect that is the perversion and the DNA factor. So Telegony is not a pseudoscience as the modern day scam science would have you believe. It's a true science that can be biblically backed and proven. These are the reasons that men instinctively, once again, subconsciously know that a promiscuous woman is not a marriage material woman. They'll have fun with them, they'll sleep with them, they'll use them up, but they realise that it's not marriage material. And unfortunately, women have fell for the lie, hook, line and sinker. It's destroyed many lives, and it's basically created a world of broken dreams where many women will never find a partner now, or ongoing relationship or marriage, and it's very, very sad state of affairs that it has got to this point, and they fell for the lie, just like Eve falling for the forbidden fruit, or the apple as they term it. So this is a touchy subject, but it is a lot of truth brought to the table, and it is it's very full of depth, and very intriguing when you go into the depths of it. So I'm only touching on it in this video, and it's something that I often have pondered, thought on the deep aspects, all the aspects of it, and there is more to it, but this is just a bit of an overview, and this is why these things are playing out in the world as we know it. And the so-called battle of the sexes was created once again by the New World Order feminist agenda, to cause this division. So it's created a division that was never really there. It's just a created war, as they do with many other things, and it's got to a very critical level now where divine intervention is needed. So keep watching these videos, like, subscribe, share, and I will see you next video. Thank you.